Hello and welcome to the integration rollout. My name is Katie Moe. I am going to be your proverbial third wheel here with you all today because Jenna Phillips and I could not be in all of the trainings at once like we really wanted to. So we are here digitally with you, and hopefully we can stop in and see your smiling faces at one point or another within the next day and a half. I just wanted to quickly introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Katie Moe. I am the STEM academic coach here in Chandler, among other responsibilities that I have. Working alongside with me is Jenna Phillips. She is primarily K-8 science, and she does new teacher mentoring and quite a few other tasks within the district. And we are welcoming Heath Druck to our team, which we are so excited about. And he is going to be primarily working with K-6 social studies. So this is such an exciting time for us because we have new people on our team and we are really excited to roll this out to you. So again, I'm going to be guiding you through some of these processes so that we can have really strong conversations and so that everybody gets the same message. So as we kind of head down this journey together, I wanted to make a point that this is new and this is a major shift, and we absolutely recognize that, and we want everybody to feel comfortable and confident moving forward, knowing that this is a two-way street. We are welcoming conversation and feedback and having an open dialogue with teachers and administrators to make sure that this rollout happens in a safe way and that people feel supported. So again, we're going to be working through this process and really kind of trying to figure out the best way that we can collect feedback and work with teachers to create this foundation of integration. And we know that the people in the field, all of you, have many fantastic and wonderful ideas, and we want to somehow incorporate those into our units and build upon what we have already created with teachers. So we have done this process with teachers, and we will walk you through that process as we proceed through our time together. This is going to be a slow rollout. We are not requiring or having everybody have to be frontline center, ready to go immediately. We want to make sure that people are feeling supported and have the resources and materials that they need to move forward. And through that, we are going to have this be a slower process so that we make sure that we are not leaving anybody behind. So kind of a little bit of how did we get here and what does this look like? We've had new science and social science standards were adopted in October 2018 for the first time since 2004 and 2005. So we've had old standards for quite a long time, and the process to get here was a labor of love. And now we're here in a place where we're ready to move forward, and we need to kind of get our ducks in a row with all of the newness. So you're going to see the term science and social science over and over again. Social science is a new term, even for us working at the IRC. And we kind of did a little bit of research, and all of a sudden, the word social science started popping up on everything. Now, I will say that on the on the state website, there is a combination of the terms social science and social studies. So you can kind of see both of those. They're at this point interchangeable. So a little bit of why we're calling it this. From what we could gather, the world of social science includes quite a few other courses of study, including the political sciences, anthropology, and some of those other pieces. And so they wanted to make sure to include all of that. And the term social studies seemed to cut off a few of those content areas. So another point that we found out was that California has been calling it social science, and then in turn, Arizona was motivated by that change and wanted to change it to social science as well. So just so you know that those are kind of the general terms. So if you see social studies be called social science, that is why they are the same. They kind of are the same thing, and we're kind of heading in this new direction of including more social studies, social science content areas. The next piece that we want to really point out to you is that we've got this new assessment, transition, and implementation plan. So, like I said, the standards were adopted in October 2018, October 22nd, actually. And with that, ADE has been really great in producing graphic organizers and informational pieces, instructional documents, but all the way up until March of 2019, those pieces were still being produced. So has to be a very flexible process for us because the timeline has already shifted quite a few times within the past 5 months. And so here we are looking at kind of these shifts and what this looks like. So next year, if you can see on the yellow bar, is our next school year, and that's where we're going to begin this implementation and what this looks like. So as we continue and proceed through, you'll see that the AIMS test, which is going to affect fourth grade, is going to be tested next year. So April of 2020 will still have the same AIMS test. April of 2021 will still have the same AIMS test. We're looking at April of 2022 to have a new test, but we will say that the shifts in the timelines are still happening, and so we'll be flexible with when we find out if that date is the actual date, and we're going to be flexible with how that happens. But you will look in year 3, this blue bar over here, it has the assessments being shifted from 4th grade to 5th grade, and it is now a cumulative assessment. So it's going to cover information covered in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. We don't really know what that's going to look like, if that's going to be more skill-based, process-based, or if that's going to be content, and we will continue that communication with all of you. The other piece is that people get a little bit nervous about having an old assessment with new standards. Well, the great news is that for 4th grade, the content is almost exactly the same. How we teach the content and the depth of that content is what is going to change. So if you're continuing to teach 4th grade content, but with the new framework and the new way of teaching, you are going to be perfect. So again, we're going to be looking at the new standards. If you teach the new standards the way that they're supposed to be taught, your students are going to be absolutely exceeding the current AIMS test. So again, the content hasn't shifted very significantly in 4th grade. It is how we teach that is going to be the major shift. Now that isn't true for all grade levels, but for 4th grade specifically, that is the actual case, that the content remains the same, but the depth at which we teach and the higher levels of thinking are going to be more included in the new standards. So thank you so much. We will see, you'll hear from me periodically throughout your time. Thank you again for being wonderful students and obviously wonderful teachers.